Welcome to another episode of Lakers 365 with Jack Esco. I'm, of course, Jack Esco. Today on the show, episode 10. Wow, unbelievable. We're going to talk about the incredible game between the Lakers Clippers, give out player of the game, and then preview Lakers versus Nets. All right, without further ado, let's get started. So this was a very, very well played defensive game by both teams. I think at one point at the end of the first quarter, they were both shooting under 30% or under 40%, I think it was. It was just a very, very well played game. People were taking charges left and right, disrupting passing lanes, blocks, steals. Everyone was, for the most part, switching properly and on time, and they knew their defensive rotations. Everything was, it was a great game. It was a magical game. It was one of the best. I'm not gonna be pretty of the moment and say it was the best regular season game I've ever seen because that's a bit much. I think there was a Bulls Heat game that was really good, but a couple years back when the Bulls beat the Heat streak a couple years back. But this is right up there. This is in the pantheon of recent regular season game I've watched. It was a really good back and forth game for a good portion of the game. Like I said, first quarter they were pretty dead even. I would give the slightest of slight edges of the Clippers, but for the most part it was back and forth. Game was, like I said, back and forth even in the second quarter. Still slight edges of the Clippers. The largest lead of the game for the Clippers was 9 points with 3:30 left in the second quarter. Paul George was playing one of the best games in the season, 31 points he had. Kawhi Leonard was playing well. Zubac was getting rebounds. The only one who wasn't doing well was Marcus Morris. I'm going to keep on going on about this. I was not worried that the Lakers didn't get Marcus Morris. All right, okay. The Clippers gave up Mo Harkless, a veteran player who's been in the league, for Marcus Morris. Like, we know what the Morris wins are. They can be effective at times, but not all the time. Yes, he was averaging 19 points for the Knicks. The Knicks. He's not going to be averaging 19 points for the Clippers. He'll be lucky to average double digits. He scored 1 point today. Okay? So, Markieff Morris is not better than Marcus, but he's not starting. He played 16 minutes. He scored 4 points and 5 rebounds. That's enough. And we don't need the best Morris when we have other players around him. So I wasn't going to be prisoner of the moment and say like, oh man, the season's over for the Lakers because we didn't get Reggie Jackson or Markieff Morris. I just gotta keep it moving, and you would think the Lakers did a good job with the players that they got. Markieff Morris. They didn't trade Kuzma, which I think is a deal in and of itself. Because you have all these rumors, are they going to trade Kuzma for Marcus Morris? At this point, I'm so happy they didn't do that. The Knicks wanted Kuzma and Green, or a combination of one of the two. I'm glad they didn't give her either one of them. And the fact they got Waiters too, which outside of the court news is from Frank Vogel, because he hasn't played in a while. Dion Waiters will play in either a week or two to get him reacclimated to game shape. Yeah, I did see him working out before the game on Friday against the Bucks. Before that, so Dion Waiters will get back to the swing of things. But back to this game, it was very highly contested. Charges were taken left and right, like I said. A great stat by Mike Breen. Combined at the end of the first half, combined 3-point shooting, 4 of 28. So it was a real defensive struggle. I get a lot of those shots were rimming in and out, but it is what it is sometimes. It was just it was a defensive struggle. 49-53 at half. The Lakers' leading scorer was LeBron James at 16 points. Paul George was doing well for the Clippers at 19, respectively. Avery Bradley, I know it's been 450 elapsed in this show, but I just cannot continue to talk about how great Avery Bradley was. This game, and going on. I'll continue to talk more about him continuing on in this show, but he was phenomenal. He was 6 for 12 from 3. He, at one point, was 4 of 7 at one point in this game. He was really good. He ended the game with 24 points. He was a great contributor for this game. There was 3 players that had over 20 points in this game. Obviously, LeBron James, AD, and Avery Bradley. If he can be somewhat consistent in that realm, obviously he's not going to have 24 points every game. But if he can be around that 12 to 15 area for most games from here to the end, the Lakers will be in good position. And then with Kuzma doing... I got to give it up for Kuzma because this is a guy, I think I brought this up a couple episodes before, but this is a guy who was drafted in a situation where he was on a terrible team, scoring 18 points per game. And then his role changes when he's with LeBron. Now he's like kind of a sidekick. So his role changes again. And then he goes to being the third or fourth, maybe the fourth best player on his team, bench role, so his role changes again. So this young guy has to deal with 3 role changes in a short amount of time. That just goes to the maturity, how he's been able to deal with things so well. And I just have to say, if he wasn't a 4-year player out of Utah, I don't know if he would have dealt with things so well as Kuzma has so far. I think that has to be, if he was a guy out of Kentucky, one and done, I don't think he would have dealt with these role changes so rapidly in his career. Like, oh, I'm scoring 18. Oh, now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing this. I just think it would have been different for him. But kudos to Larry Krystkowiak and the Utah Utes building a nice, consistent program there. Yeah, Kuzma, he's doing it all effectively. Kuzma had 8 points, 10 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, and I think he had a couple charges that he did as well. I mean, there isn't a box score for the amount of charges that the Lakers took or attempted to take, but they took a lot of them, and kudos for them. LeBron's died on the court for loose balls. You can definitely tell the Lakers wanted this, and so did the Clippers, but the Lakers wanted this a little bit more. And as we head to the second half, the Lakers are doing a very good job late in the third quarter without LeBron. This is huge. This is like a profit when you're leading by 6 or 7 points, and LeBron James is off, and then when he comes back, it's like, whoa! Usually when break even, but when you're up by this much, and then LeBron comes back, you're like, wow, this is great. So, just incredible by them late in the third. That was a huge point in the game. Kuzma, like I had already said, doing well from all facets of the game. Rebound, blocking, defense, scoring. He did a great job there. The charge on Paul George with 6:40 left in the fourth was huge. That really opened things up for the Lakers to extend their lead. But then the Clippers came back. They came back from a 12. They brought it from 12 to 6 in the middle of the fourth. And like I said recently, the players are giving it all, diving for loose balls, breaking up passing lanes. They're getting the tough rebounds. They're doing everything it takes. And from the word go, it felt like a playoff atmosphere, And it was a great thing to be a part of. I know the Lakers have already clinched, but it felt great to be a part of, So, final score, like I haven't said before, but the Lakers do win 112-103. Leading scorer for the Lakers, Anthony Davis. Leading scorer for the Clippers, respectively, Paul George at 31. Player of the game, this is his first time me nominating him for player of the game. But he deserves it. First time getting it, first time winning it. Congratulations. Avery Bradley. 24 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, 6 for 12 from 3. Pretty much doing it all. If he can, I don't think he will, but if he can stay around that, like I had said previously, that double-digit range for the most part for the rest of the year, Lakers are looking pretty good. Now, this marks a cap to the Lakers won't get swept this year, and the Lakers are now 42-0 after leading after the third quarter. Just incredible. No other team has done this. They're the only undefeated team taking a lead into the third quarter in the whole entire NBA as of now. So that's incredible. So yeah, as we move forward to the Nets on Tuesday. So to preview that, big news happening for the Nets. They just fired their head coach, Kenny Atkinson. A lot of people are rumored because it had to do with Kyrie. I don't know about all that. Karis LeVert had 50 points recently against the Boston Celtics. No, or was it 40? I think it was 40. So they're kind of hit or miss most days. I believe they're the 7th seed right now. So it's one of these things you never want to take a team lightly after two emotional games on the weekend, Bucks and the Clippers. So yeah, you rest, you recover for Monday, and then you prepare for the Nets Tuesday as they play on Tuesday. So yeah, you rest for the rest of Sunday, and then you prepare for them Monday, and then yeah, you plan attack, and yeah, get ready for business Tuesday. This has been, well, one more take. I think now that you've clinched, do you want to go for that number one overall seed with Giannis missing 2 games for precaution with the knee injury? They might be losing some games down the stretch, and the Lakers are continuing to win. If you can get that number one overall seed, home court throughout the playoffs, that might be interesting. So we'll see what the Lakers do when it comes to resting players, but that's never been their thing all year. That's really been the Clippers thing, If they have something nagging or day to day, as the Lakers have, they're still playing. So for the most part, 90% of the time, if it's nagging, they're playing. So that puts a bow on the preview of the Nets, the review of the Lakers-Clippers player of the game. All that being said, I will see you after the Lakers-Nets on Tuesday. Until then, take care.